Hello, Cowboys Nation. Coming to you live from Tennessee, from the east to the west. We are talking Cowboys everything. And you've just entered
the Cowboy Zone.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of the Cowboy Zone. This is Marcus Jones from Memphis, Tennessee, the Bluff City Cowboy.
And this is Lambo from Johnson City, Tennessee, with Cowboys, y'all. What's up, guys?
So today, we've got a special guest coming to us from San Antonio, Texas, one of the flag runners for the Dallas Cowboys, Stephen Cruz.
Thank you.
Yeah. Stephen, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thanks for inviting me. It's real cool to be on here.
Yeah, I like your setup in the back.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got my Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman. Yeah, they're autographed too. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, a little pricey.
I bet, man.
Yeah.
Well, man, we really appreciate you coming on the show today, and we just had a few questions and stuff for you and things like that. A lot of people don't usually get to hear the inside, scoop on the flag runners. They see you guys on TV and all that stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they don't really get to see the in-depth on it and everything. I was going to say, to start this thing off, what would you say is your favorite moment as a flag runner?
Favorite moment? I'm going to say the playoff games. I think probably the 2018 season when we played the Seahawks. That season started off really bad. We won our first couple of games and we lost like 3 in a row. We're under 500, and then we ran off a streak and we ended up 8-8. And then we made the playoffs, and then in the first round we get a home game, get the Seahawks. So you're in the dance now. You're trying to make it. You're trying to make it to the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
So it was cool to run in a playoff game. It's cool to run in a regular season game, but the playoffs it takes up another level. There's only 6 guys that run out for the pregame intros, and my boss picked me as one of the 6 guys to run out. So it's another level added to it. So it's more stress because you can't fall down. There's just so many things you can't do. And so
how about the intensity, man?
Yeah, intensity. Yeah, just 85,000. I think it's 90,000 people screaming and yelling.
Mm-hmm.
The opposing team. Yeah, it's.
Have you ever tripped up by mistake?
I'm not going to say anything, but there might be a video
played it off.
Of, maybe the 2015 season. I think it was the 49ers game.
We actually have that footage here. Hold on a second.
No,
I was going to say, we got it?
Man.
No, I'm just joking.
I didn't fall down. I technically did not fall. I leaned and I propped myself back up with a pole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I didn't go completely down. But I had the flags have pyro on the top. So there's pyro as you the last archway. You have to fire it. So there's pyro going out. So I'm lucky I didn't catch the field on fire. So
thank you.
Oh man, that would have been crazy.
That would not have been good.
No. Oh, that happened last year at Jacksonville. I don't know if you saw it, but they caught the field on fire.
Oh really? I didn't see that.
I missed that too.
Fine. So that kiboshed all of last season. So we weren't allowed to use pyro all of last season. So it kind of sucked. Yeah.
Man.
So
I see you got your Cowboy stuff back there. Did you grow up a Cowboys fan?
Big time Cowboys fan. Yeah.
Good to hear.
My dad, Roger Staubach was his favorite. I watched the game. Didn't watch him with Roger, but watched him later as I got older. I think it was Danny White, maybe Steve Pallor. We started watching, and we lived in Wichita Falls. I think Shepherd Air Force Base. It was like maybe an hour away. Wichita Falls. It's from Dallas, so we would drive from Dallas. We'd make like 2 games a season, and that's when Dallas wasn't very good back in before Jerry took over.
Oh yeah.
So there were some bad times being a Cowboys fan, and then finally, Jerry got all those people, and I got to watch him win the Super Bowl. So yeah.
Yeah. Then we got that Herschel Walker trade and everything fell into place.
You got Russell Maryland, you got Darren Woodson, you got Ronnie Gant. Yeah, you got all these.
Oh man.
Players.
Yeah.
Good time.
You're taking me back, Steven. You're taking me back.
Yeah, man. That's the
got the shark.
Right.
If you're watching this, Shark, we're trying to bring you on too, man. What do you most enjoy about being a flag runner?
The most I would say the interaction with the players, I guess, like before they go out to the field and they warm up, 15 minutes, they do the countdown, they come back and they go back into the locker room. As they come back into the locker room, we're standing there and they'll come by and, we'll do a fist bump, we'll do a high five, slap hands and, do this number, kind of just this interaction with the players because you get to see them on TV.
Yeah.
And then actually you're there like looking at them. Some of the guys are like 6'8",
I can imagine.
I'd be hyped.
Yeah, it's just cool. It's a pretty cool experience. Yeah, I wouldn't trade it with anybody.
Man, I'd be hyped. I know that I think I asked you about it previously one time on Instagram. I always noticed. I always just like would notice you guys before games started, and I would talk to my wife, and I'd be like, "Man, that's cool. I want to be that guy. I want to be on the field running out there. Like that'd be so cool."
Yeah.
So with that being said, Steven, kind of take us through the process of what it took for you to become a flag runner. We kind of started the conversation before we went live.
Yeah.
You can kind of go through that again.
Yeah. So the process, it's an invite-only process, but the tryouts can be a combination of an in-person interview or a physical fitness test. I think my first season, it was I did an in-person interview and did a physical fitness test. So this is probably gonna be a long story. Anyways, I'm watching the Sunday pregame show. I'm just a regular fan, not Dallas Cowboy Flagrunner yet. And my wife's in the other room, and she's like, "Steven, come here." So I'm like, I went over into the room, and it's the Sunday pregame show with Mickey Spagnola. Right before he goes to commercial, he goes, "Hey, you Cowboys fans, if you're over 18, can carry 50 pounds, you love the Cowboys, we want you to come up to the stadium and try out." And they gave like the time and date, and I'm like, she goes, "You should try that." I'm like, "Sure, yeah, why not?" I was like, "Okay." And I live in San Antonio. I was like, it's like 4 hours away. I was like, "Oh, what the hell? It'll be a fun trip. I'm gonna go see the stadium." I was like, "I'll go see the stadium, do a tour, then I'll come back." So I get my resume together, and all I have is my business resume, and just got enterprise rent-a-car and just sales positions, this and that. It has nothing to do with flag running.
Right.
Awesome.
I show up to the stadium. I'm thinking it's gonna be the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. I'm thinking there's gonna be like 5,000 people there. They're gonna be taking numbers. They're gonna take us in groups, this and that. I show up to the stadium. I only see about maybe 50 guys there. Like, now, how many trying out? I was like,
how many positions were there available?
They didn't tell us at the time, but after all is said and done, they took 15 guys that first season. Okay.
So you had a 1-in-3 shot, basically.
Yeah, I had a 1-in-3 shot. I was like, "Oh, man,
those are good odds."
That's what I told myself. I was like, "Man, do good, Steven. You got a chance." So yeah, I was like, "Okay, this is good." And they gave us name tags. They took us down to the middle light club, had these chairs set up, and then they had 2 tables in the front. They had 3 people per table. And they start calling people up. You need to go up there with your resume, and they're like, "All right, let's take a look at it." And they get mine. They start looking at it, and they start thumbing through it, and they're like, "You got any experience doing this?" I'm like, "Nope." I was like, but I said, "I'm an athlete." I said, "I've played every sport. I'm fast." Diehard Cowboys fan. I said, "They should count for something." He's like,
"Yeah, man."
Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, "It says San Antonio here." He's like, "You live in San Antonio? You're gonna make all these games?" I'm like, "Yes, I can make all these games." Like, I'm a diehard fan.
From Memphis to be on the sideline for every game.
Oh, I know it, man.
Yeah, I do it for free.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I get paid, but no, I do it for free. But yeah, I was like, "Man, I'll show up. You tell me when and where, and I'll be there." He's like, "Okay. What about Thanksgiving? Can you make those?" I was like, "Yes."
I'm definitely making Thanksgiving.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I was like, "Definitely. You tell me when and where." And
Thanksgiving, that's my favorite time of the year for as far as Cowboys, especially is that's like my family's favorite holiday because we all get the whole family together every Thanksgiving at my grandma's. Man, it's always like the best. I love it.
Every Cowboys family does that because we do it.
Thanksgiving, just go in. Yeah,
it's better than Christmas.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, better than Christmas.
So before you get your question in, Lambo, I got a question from the comments.
Cynthia,
Steven, if you can see this.
Yeah.
Cynthia Bowen asked, "How heavy are the flags?"
So when they did that commercial, Mickey Spagnola said 50 pounds. I wouldn't say it's 50. It's a metal pole, and it has pyro in it. It's got a couple of triggers. I'd say maybe with the flag itself weighing on there, maybe 30 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a PVC pipe. It is a full metal, and it's pretty big flag. It's probably the size of the wall behind me. From I don't know.
That's still a workout, though.
Oh yeah, I bet holding it up long enough.
Yeah, yeah. Especially when they do the anthem,
Mhm.
You have to hold it. You have to wave the flag. Yeah.
Right.
If they ever pan in on me, you just see the sweat beating down my face.
You're like
My arms
sing
trembling.
faster.
And sometimes when they open up the end zone doors, the wind's blowing through.
Oh my
man.
goodness.
Yeah, you're just like shaking. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
With you being a fan all your life,
Yeah.
who would you say is your favorite Cowboy player all time?
Oh man, I feel like I'm a traitor, but I love Troy Aikman. I collected all his football cards, but as soon as Tony Romo came around, I switched
Yeah.
over. I
Okay.
just liked his
I
style.
love Romo, man.
Yeah, I just couldn't. And I lived in San Antonio, so they had training camps. I think back in 05, 06 for a couple of years, and I went to a couple, so I got to see him play. And then he got his chance, and I just got hooked to him. And so, yeah, he's my favorite.
He's a very likable guy, man. He always just said the right things, did the right things. Great leader, very knowledgeable.
Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant mind, man.
Yeah, I was a fan. I wasn't a flag runner yet, but I'd show up early, sit in the end zone, and try to get stuff autographed. And it was after a long practice, 2 hours. He's already sweated. He's tired. He's already took off his pads, and all the people in the end zone are like, Romo, Romo, and he kind of looks at us, and he could leave and go into the locker room, but no, he walks over to the end zone and he starts signing autographs, and he's just a cool guy, just
super cool, man. I'd love to meet him. I'd say my favorite player is Michael Irvin, but Tony Romo is my second favorite player all time.
Yeah,
I'm one of those. I feel like I'm one of those rare fans that loves Romo, and I love Dak, and it seems like there's like such a split.
There is a split
in the fan base, but
Yeah.
I love them both. Who's your favorite player, Marcus? I don't know if I think you answered that before, but I forgot.
No, I don't think I've ever answered that.
Did you not?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, who is it?
I'm into the fact, of course. So my favorite player is Larry Allen.
Oh, I like it. Hey, he's a
I
beast.
love watching those highlight clips. I played guard in high school, and I tried my best to be like him. Of course, I couldn't be.
Not that bench. You can't bench press. Was it 700?
I can't bench press 700 pounds.
You could chase
I can't chase down a DB.
Chase down no DB.
No.
He's a beast.
Yeah. Let me ask you another question, Steven.
Yeah.
Back to the tryouts. Now,
Yeah.
I know you said it was 50 people there. Do you guys have to try out every year like the cheerleaders do?
No, we don't try out every year. It's like I said, my first year it was an interview and then a physical fitness test. My second season, it was just a physical fitness test. Then after that, you have to be invited back every season. So after the season's over, they'll evaluate it. They'll go through the videotape, make sure you didn't do anything crazy. And then if you were good, then you'll get invited back. You'll get an email like, hey, you're invited back, But no tryouts anymore. Okay.
Was there any type of special training you had to go through?
Special training? No, just run fast.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to run fast enough that thing's
impale somebody.
Huh?
Make sure the flag doesn't impale somebody.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, don't step on anybody, running anybody.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Catch the field on fire.
How I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, but how intense would you say is the adrenaline rush that you get when you run out into the field in front of thousands of screaming fans? Like,
yeah,
is it even comparable to anything else? Like,
it's not compared to anything else. Yeah, just I get nervous, but I've done it so many times. But I get so nervous, I pace, I get butterflies in my stomach, and then as the cheerleaders get in front of you, they get the players behind you. There's 6 of you. Your heart's just pounding, and you're in the Miller Lite Club. People are screaming.
Right.
Some people know me. They're like, "Do you see?" Just yelling my name, and just it's crazy. My head's pounding, and then you get tunnel vision because I start playing the music like dun 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 dun. And then as you run out, you can hear the people screaming, yelling, and you just want to make sure as you clear, you fire off. And
right.
That adrenaline rush, yeah, it's
probably kicks in as soon as you hit that see the fans, and
it's
probably just kicks in, and you're just like, ah.
Yeah, once I hit the field, I'm like, okay, good, I made it, and try not to fall down.
Right. I bet that's a good. I didn't know you were directly in front of the players. I bet that's a lot of pressure, right?
Yeah, we're right in front of because we have the pyro, so it's already armed, so you can accidentally fire it in the Miller Lite Club.
Oh wow! So you're in charge of firing it as well.
Yes, there's a switch to arm it, and the blue light comes on, let you know the thing's armed. Then there's another switch to actually fire it. So you're holding it. You can
Wow.
actually fire, I don't know if I'm supposed. I better not say anything. It has happened before.
We'll leave that one alone.
Yeah, leave that one alone. Yeah,
Yeah, you don't want to fire that thing and nail Tyron Smith behind you and have him at it. Have him at it.
Jason Garrett maybe, but Tyron Smith.
Jason Garrett be like, ah.
And you got the cheerleaders in front of you. You got Rowdy, and it's like I said, we're all compressed in that little area. And it's kind of nerve wracking, but then like when they start playing the music, then that's when you start feeling it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Before you go, Lambo, I know you got another question. Let me get another one from the
What's up, Colonel Bill?
comments. So I think we kind of went through this one already, but Jeffrey asked, "Have you ever failed running out?" I know this question you get a lot.
I slipped.
You slipped, right?
What I'm going to say is the Cowboys, they furnish you the boots. So we wear Lucchese boots, real nice boots.
Okay.
But they're regular boots. So if you think about regular boots, they're real slippery. So my first season, if you run on the field, it's turf and you got regular boots, you're going to slide.
Right.
So like I said, I planted my foot and I cut at the 50-yard line and I kind of started slipping. So after that season, they redid our boots. So they made them rubber. So now I'm on my fourth pair. They're rubber boots. So now you can cut on a dime. You can run out full speed.
Oh, that's awesome.
Go. Yeah.
I would like to set one of those boots up with my collectibles.
Yeah. I should show you one. So the last season, it was 2 seasons ago. They're ostrich Lucchese boots. They're black.
Yeah.
Here, let me see if I can get it. Hold on a minute, real quick. Sorry.
Yes.
Go ahead.
What's up, Colonel Bill? What's up, Debbie, Jeffrey, everybody?
Yeah. So,
Here you go.
you share this video as well. Let's get more people in here. Let's get more questions.
Yeah. So these are ostrich. I don't know if you can see that. See that star there.
Nice.
And then there's rubber. See the.
Oh, cool. Yeah, a little traction.
Boots, yeah, they got more traction on there. So yeah, cut on. These are the best boots. My fourth pair. These are the most expensive. I think these are like $800 boots.
Oh,
dang.
Wow.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, you don't want to lose those.
No. Yeah. I gave a pair to my dad since he was a big cowboy. I got my first, the one I fell in. That first he has that.
When you slipped in. Get it right. You slipped in.
Yeah.
What would you tell someone out there watching right now who wants to become a flag runner for the Cowboys one day?
You want to be a flag runner? Just practice running. Just be fast. You want to lift a little bit of weights. You do have to swing that flag around, like for the anthem or the player intros. It's okay when they just announce the whole team, so that's real quick. But if they do each player, you're talking about 2 minutes of waving the flag back.
Yeah.
And your arms get tired. And just be loud. Your voice has got to be booming. That was part of the tryouts too. Is after we did some running, they brought out some signs. They're like, "All right, you got 30 seconds. This is your corner. Be as loud as you can be. 30 seconds." And so you just got to be doing, just loud as you can be.
Okay.
Man, that's awesome.
So when it came down,
I love it.
When it came down to the training, did you do like the 40-yard dash and the 3-cone drill? And
I did practice a little bit. Yeah, I used to run track, so yeah, I did do some sprints and stuff like that.
Okay.
It was funny when I did try out. So after we did the interviews, like, all right, let's go out to the field. They broke us up in 2 groups. Like, all right, get on the sideline. There's about 25 of us. So like, we want you to go down to the other sideline, touch it, and come back, but we only want you to go half speed. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go half speed. All right, so line up. They're like, go. I'm going half speed. I'm looking at all these other guys.
The overachievers.
They're like, so you know what? I was like, I'm gonna let these guys burn me. So as soon as I touched the other sideline, I touched it. I gave it everything I had. Boom! I was the first one back across, and then they got clipboards, so they're walking around, and we got name tags, and some guy walks over and writes my name down. I was like, oh yes. So they call the next group up. They go, they tell them the same thing, like, all right, run half speed. Then they call our group back up, like, all right, now we want you to go full speed. So like, I'm gonna get these suckers right off the bat. So I get down, I'm ready. I take off running. I hit my shoe flies off right at midfield. I didn't tie my shoe It shoots right off, and then I have no traction. So I'm running with 1 foot with sock, and then I think I came in like dead last.
Hey, we got another question since you were just talking. Jeff came back again. He asked, "What's your 40 time?"
What's my 40 time?
What's your 40? Yeah.
It was 4.6.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's a good 40 time. That was
That is
actually
a good
back-
time.
That was back in high school. Ask me now. No,
Yeah.
I pulled several hamstrings. So
Right.
I don't run that fast.
That was just it's just a success to get to 40 yards, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
that's awesome.
So, go ahead, Brandon.
I was gonna say with the season coming up here and the possibility of limited fans in the stands
Yeah.
and not knowing exactly how that's gonna play out throughout the season. Y'all still gonna be out there flag running with limited fans or?
Yeah. So I was looking as I guess Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, he put out that you have an outdoor stadium. He's gonna allow for it and at a 25% capacity.
Okay.
So with the stadium, it's retractable. The end zone doors open. So I'm thinking they will. The season will begin. Us going to be there, there's only 25% capacity possibility. But if they do need us, we'll be there. You let me know when, I'll be there. But as of right now, don't have anything concrete.
Okay.
So do you guys get to travel to home and away games?
No, we only do all the home games. That's preseason, regular season, and playoffs. Away games, no travel. We have some diehard flag team guys that do go to the away games.
Okay.
A couple of guys. I think Ryan and Chris. They make like 3 games every season,
Mm-hmm.
and they travel. Then some guys are traveling for the weekend, and they might be in town, so they'll show up. But yeah, they show up to show their support for the team.
Okay. You may want to ask your boss this question because I think it's coming soon. When we go to the Super Bowl, do you guys get to go to that game? So make sure you know when you.
Oh, that one, yeah, that's
when
what
we
I've
go
been
to the
asking
Super
for
Bowl,
years.
ask if you get to go to that game.
So I'm a part of a Facebook group. It's called NFL Flagrunners, and the part of the group that's in there is the Kansas City Chief Flag Runner guys.
Okay.
They shot video, and they were at the Super Bowl.
Oh,
So
wow.
we're thinking like, oh yeah. I was like, okay, they're in the Super Bowl. We're talking about you were there, and they showed video, and if you go to their Facebook page, you can see them running the Super Bowl. So we're like, okay, there's a shot that that we could be there. So I think we could.
Yeah, that'd be sweet, man.
That would be.
Then I
it wouldn't get no better
retire.
than yeah. It wouldn't get no better than that, dude. That's
So
awesome.
I know you mentioned the home games. What about the preseason games? Do you guys do that, or is it just regular season?
Yeah, we do the preseason games. Preseason games, all the home games. So there's usually 2, 3.
Mhm.
You got the Governor's Cup. Sometimes they play it in Houston. Sometimes they play it in Dallas.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do all the preseason games.
Okay. Now,
Home game.
I know we got the 5th preseason game this year with the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah.
Do they make a special concession for that and let you guys go to that game?
Man, I wish they did. Oh,
Yeah.
no, not that one. The Hall of Fame game, no.
Oh, okay.
Have you thought about you said you lived in San Antonio, so I know you have to drive from San Antonio to Arlington. Have you ever thought about moving closer, or is the drive not really bug you too much?
How long is that drive, as a matter of fact?
The way I drive it, 3.5 hours.
Okay.
Okay, that ain't too bad. That ain't too bad.
Yeah, I know all the where all the cops are at, but regular traffic, maybe 4.5 hours. But I drive. It doesn't. I just play my music.
Mhm.
I'm getting pumped up for the game. I just get myself in that zone. I'm playing.
The drive there is probably shorter than the drive home because the drive there you're like so amped about going to the game, and then the drive home is kind of like, okay, I already did everything, so I'll just kind of
survived. And it depends if they win, it's a good drive home. If
Oh,
they
yeah.
lose, I'm just all frustrated. I'm trying to fight with the cars. I'm like, man,
Yeah, I hear you, man.
Speaking of that, how's the parking situation like? Do you guys get to park with the players, or you got a spot on the stadium lot?
Yeah, we do. It's the employee parking. So it's kind of the farthest portion of AT&T Stadium. I think it's lot 15. But yeah, we're in there.
Yeah.
We all kind of pull together. We meet up a certain place, and then we all 4 or 5 of us just take our vehicles, and 4 or 5 of us get in that vehicle, and we'll drive to the stadium.
Okay. So I don't know if you heard this, but today they announced that practice would be
at Frisco. I saw
in Frisco's. Yeah. So do you plan on making some trips up to watch some practices?
Yeah, I do that. Yeah, If anyone's out there, you might see me there. Yeah, I'll be. Sometimes I'm part of it. So I've been part of when they kick it off. Like Jerry goes out there and talks. He'll have the flag guys right behind him, or the cheerleaders. They dance, and they'll have like some special speakers. And if you pay attention, I was there when they kicked it off last season, 2019. Yeah, I was there. There's some. You can see me there. And then when they opened it up in 2016, I was there. And then I stay and watch practice too.
Oh, I don't know if I asked you this, but how many years have you been a flag runner?
Going on, started 2012, so 8 years.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
You must be doing something right then.
Yeah. I had to take 2 seasons off, but after 2015 season, it was that Detroit game. My boss had told me, like, hey, Cruz, you're the best. Like, you ever want to come back, you let me know. Then things happened, and I came back in 2017. But yeah, going on eight seasons.
Okay, so we've talked about your experience on the field, just running out with the players and the cheerleaders. Do you have any fan stories, like home fan stories or away fan stories, a special heckler that stood out?
Yeah, there's been so many times. Oh my God, this is the part I have to tread lightly. Let me think.
Okay,
I have to tell good stories. So if you've ever been to the AT&T Stadium, there's an elevator goes straight up to Jerry's,
Yeah.
Okay.
Press box. So people that come that are celebrities, they also come through that same elevator. So I think it was the Giants game 2015. I don't know. So I see Chris Christie was kind of cool. See the GOAT Emmitt Smith walk by.
Mm-hmm.
Lo and behold, Hulk Hogan. Brooke, his daughter, and his wife. Yeah.
Yeah, brother.
They walk right by us. My buddy's a big, I think his name's Matt. He's another flag runner. He's a big time wrestling fan. He goes,
he's a Hulkamaniac.
He goes, hey, brother. And he does it right back to us. We're like, oh, it's like cool. He's walking out. People are going crazy. And then later on, it's the third quarter. The game's played. Third quarter, I just ran. I'm tired. So I'm in the back tunnel drinking some water. One of the camera crew guys like, Cruz, come out here and see this. I was like, what? He's like, come out here. So I walk out to where I can see the screen and look up, and it's like a TV commercial. So it's only in-game TV right now they're showing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're showing fans. All of a sudden, they show Hulk Hogan in the press box, and they put the camera on him, and he's got a New York Giants shirt on. And people are like booing him, like, "Whoa, you suck!" All of a sudden, he just rips his shirt open, and it says Dallas Cowboys on that, and everyone's just like, "Oh, that was so cool."
I couldn't imagine just staring straight at Hulk Hogan and having him say, "Hey, brother."
Yeah, that was it. That was my moment. I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this just happened to me." I was literally like 2 feet away. I seen Conor McGregor walk right by me. The champ. Just walk right by me. I'm like,
was he doing the walk?
Yeah, that's the game that they were doing the walk.
Oh, okay.
Right? That was it. Like, it was pregame.
I'm a huge fan of him. I would love to meet him.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool just to be like 2 feet away from him. I wish I could have taken a picture, but we're not allowed to.
Okay.
But it was cool. Conor McGregor. If you're a Walking Dead fan, Norman Reedus walked right by him. Kevin Durant stood right behind me.
He's a Redskin fan.
Yeah,
Kevin Durant is. We was playing the Redskins, weren't we? Yeah.
Yep, exactly. You know it. Dirk, Tony Parker, just
awesome stuff.
Yeah. Cool experiences.
Okay. Well, I think we're about to let you go, but before we do, we have a couple of questions from our viewers. So I'll put a couple of them up here now.
Okay.
First question is from Jeffrey, and he asked, what's your favorite Cowboy game memory? It's going to be pretty tough to top that Hulk Hogan story.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got another one.
Does it have to be as a flag runner or as when I was a Cowboys fan?
I mean, either way. We're all Cowboys fans, so.
Okay. I would say the 92 NFC Championship game when Aikman hits Harper.
Oh, yeah.
That game was back and forth. It was just, we were battling, and it's feels like crap, and he just hits him on that play. That was probably my favorite play, him catching it. Even though he got caught at the end, that put us into the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's
a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Have you been keeping up with the draft this year with the team?
Yeah, man, they did. The draft was awesome. I couldn't believe that CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, definitely.
17, really?
I think we're all still amazed that one happened.
Man,
Yeah, I just couldn't believe it. Then picking up Trayvon Diggs,
what
he
a
was
steal.
That was a steal. Just one throughout every round. Yeah, I was impressed. Yeah, it was a very good draft.
Okay,
Yeah.
we got a question about the draft from one of the guys. So Mark Cantor asked, who is your favorite? Who is your dark horse rookie player this year?
Oh man, can't be those two guys I just named.
I hope they're not dark horses.
Yeah, I know. Oh, dang it. Who's that? Didn't they pick up some guy from Nevada? I think it was like a defensive.
I bet you might be thinking Bradley and Nye from Utah, I think.
Yeah, Utah. Okay, that's where it is. Yeah.
Him or Francis Bernard too.
Oh, Francis Bernard, yeah.
They're both
he's undrafted. Yeah, he's undrafted. Yeah.
Okay.
See, Debbie's got a funny one in there. I don't know.
You put it up, Brandon?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think he'll do it, but
she asked, "Do you do the Dak dance? Is that what you guys do on the sideline?"
No. Yeah, we was doing the hip action. No, I haven't practiced that one.
You should do
Maybe
that
after a few beers, maybe.
You should do that with the flag this year.
Do you have your cowboy hat nearby?
Yeah. Let me see.
Hey, we appreciate the questions, everybody. Steve is really enjoying it. So if you guys got any more questions, I'm sure he doesn't mind sticking around for another couple minutes. So be sure to get the questions in.
All right. So I carry this to every game. So it's
cool little carry case.
Yeah. Carrying case, because this hat is, I think it's like $500. It's a Stetson.
Can't be in Texas without one of them.
Exactly.
Gotta have one.
Yeah, this is a necessity.
That's like a ball cap in Dallas.
Yeah, I've got a couple of hats, but this is my best one. Yeah, I got a Justin one. I don't wear that one anymore, but yeah, this is the best hat ever.
Okay,
that's real cool.
Never
man.
Flies off.
I love that case.
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple more questions in the box. Someone asked, because you're on the sideline, Jalen Peterson asked, do you think that we'll have fans this year because he got tickets for the Browns game?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think so. I mean, like I said, Texas, it's any outdoor stadiums, 25%. They're opening up the facility at the Star, so players can start practicing. I think it's going to happen. I don't know how they're going to determine who gets to get into the game, though. I don't know.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, like it's going to be like a lottery. Is they going to first come, first serve? He's already got tickets, so yeah. That part I do not know.
Yeah,
I think that's the part they don't want me to go too far into either.
Definitely, I understand that.
Claude, are you trolling?
This is one of my oldest friends, Claude.
Oh, okay.
No, I put the question up there because he's a Colts fan.
Come on, man.
The question is, do you think the Cowboys could beat the Bengals with Burrow? No. No, the Bengals won't beat us. I'll answer that for everybody.
We'll beat the Bengals with Russell Wilson because we beat the Seahawks with Russell Wilson. So they definitely beat. So Burrow ain't going to be nothing on the Bengals.
It's good that you're a fan, though, Claude. I appreciate it.
Yes. Yeah. Y'all got cool helmets. I've always thought y'all had cool helmets. I will say that. I love the helmets. Those are cool.
Yeah.
All right, let me scroll through and see if I missed any questions. I thought I saw one earlier that I may have missed. So Steven, what is your 9 to 5? Because I know this is kind of your fun thing that you do.
People
that's
ask me, like,
change the pace.
Yeah, 9 to 5. I work for Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Okay.
But it's more the insurance replacement. So I don't work at a branch. I do the insurance side of it. So now with this COVID, I just work from home. Just a 9 to 5 job. Just call body shops, get updates, and do all the behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, I love it. Been doing it for quite a long time. Pays the bills.
What's up, Sin City Cowboy?
Sin City, thank you for joining us. Steven's probably about to step out in a minute, so if you have a question for him, go ahead and put it in before he goes.
I got a question, and it's not necessarily technically Cowboys related, but I'm out in East Tennessee, but me and my family have really wanted to move to Texas eventually, and we visited 3 or 4 different areas out there, the main two being the DFW area and San Antonio. Really loved both. Actually, I like San Antonio a little bit better. It's just it's further from the star and all that. And I was just like, Do you with you having a lot of experience being between the two, do you like one over the other? Like, do you like San Antonio being out there better, or do you kind of dig DFW a little bit more?
I've got more. I was born and raised here. I'm going to say, it's going to be San Antonio.
It seems real.
It's just the cost of living's low. Just everything moves a little
beautiful
slower
buildings.
pace.
I love the buildings. It's the culture behind them and stuff.
The culture, the food, the people. Everybody gets along. In Dallas, I don't want to say too much because I have to go up there, but I'll just leave it at that.
Colonel Bill says North Texas for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you can drive right over to the Star anytime you want. He's pretty close.
I got another friend in the comments. Rudd, I'm not putting that question up here.
Oh, come on.
You see that question? I wouldn't even
shade.
putting that up on
some Dak shade.
Oh, I see my mom joined in. Mom, thanks for joining in, and she put a question. So I got
a question. That's a good question.
Definitely got to answer that.
So, my mom asked, "Are there women flag runners?"
I've been asked before. No.
Okay.
We need to.
If you look at her profile picture, you see it's her with the Cowboys cheerleader.
Oh yeah, I see that.
I think she's trying to audition for a cheerleader. So if that doesn't work, I think flag runners are plan B.
Backup. That's a solid backup plan.
They do have a dance team, don't they? I think.
Yeah,
I know there's a cheerleader dance. Yeah, I remember seeing the dance team before.
Yeah, they got the DC rhythm and blues team. They're like do a little bit of break dancing, a little freestyle and stuff. So if you could dance, they have tryouts all the time too.
Okay.
I can't dance.
Yeah.
I can run fast though.
Yeah, that's what you need. Just run fast.
So when the game starts, do you guys have kind of a designated area that you stay in?
That's a good question.
So after if you're one of the 6 guys picked to run the flag out, the rest of the guys are positioned. We used to be positioned in all 4 corners, but there's one corner that doesn't have a tunnel, and I guess we used to block people's vision, so we got kicked out of there the next season. So we're only in 3 corners, and we were groups of 6. Then we moved down to groups of 5 now, and we rotate every quarter. So if you're in the northwest corner, then you rotate down, and then if you're in the one corner goes to the locker room. We just do a full circle every quarter.
Okay.
So everyone gets time on the field, and then there's 2 captains, and then those captains stay in the corners all game long.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see we got another question from the comments.
Y'all are giving us some good questions today. They love you, Steven.
Yeah, you guys are doing all the work.
You got more questions than Jeff Kavanaugh, more questions than Kyle Humans.
Yeah. So Jeff asked the question, how often do you encounter Jerry Jones, if you've ever encountered him?
Actually, I've encountered him a few times. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanksgiving. Yeah, every game day you see him. He walks by. Sometimes he'll shake your hand.
Okay.
Steven
I'd be
Jones will shake your hand.
starstruck.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, first time I'm like, oh, like right here. Yeah.
How do you?
One time in the restroom too, I'm like, oh shit, that's Jerry right beside me. No, but yeah, I've seen Jerry pretty much every game. You see him. He walks right by you. He has to go up to his
That's
elevator.
awesome. What's up, Tattoo Mark?
There aren't a lot of teams that can say their owners actually walk on the field and shake hands with flag runners and stuff like that. So that's one of the great people give him a bad rap, but that's one of those things that you just can't take away from him.
Right.
Jerry?
Yeah, he's always
He's really a people person.
I will tell you, I love Jerry.
That's
and
cool.
I'll use a really quick story on the topic of Jerry. When I was a little kid, my best friend at the time, we were both big Cowboys fans. So he moves away to Texas, and he ends up getting to go to games, and he gets autographed from Chad Hennings. Gets it signed to me, and to Brandon Chad Hennings. I still got it, and he sent it to me, and he sent me a couple other little autographs as well, and a few extra autographs he included with it. My grandma tried to kind of eliminate it, and it smeared and ruined them. All of the autographs, and she felt so horrible. She wrote this long letter to Jerry Jones, hoping that he actually seen it. I don't know what address or how she got the contact info, exactly where to put it, but she wrote a letter. And a few months later, we got a letter back from Jerry Jones to our families. She had told him about how big of fans we are, and he included the the game ticket stub from when Emmett broke the Russian record. It was one of the ticket stubs from that, which got stolen from me, but the thought is still the thought. And he had threw a couple autographs in there, and he just wrote a really nice letter saying he thanked us for being real big fans and he appreciates us. And I'm like, there's not many owners that I think would take the time to do that. And
That is so amazing.
Not.
He catches a bad rap, man, but I guarantee nobody loves that team more than he probably does.
Yeah, he wants to win. Man, that is a cool story.
Yeah.
Wow.
So is that letter like framed in the family room?
I don't have it, but my grandma's got it.
Okay.
That's cool, man. That's a nice story. That's cool.
All right. Well, I think that's all the questions we have for you. So, Stephen, thank you again for giving us your time.
I
really
enjoyed
appreciated it.
Yeah, man. Hey, this has been the funnest show so far, man. You've been real awesome, man. It was great talking to you. Really was.
Oh, cool. Anytime you want. Yeah.
All right. So before you go, can you give us your social media just so people can kind of follow you and some of those behind the scene pictures and all the stuff that you do?
Yeah. Follow me. It's gonna be on Instagram. It's gonna be Flagrunner _ Cruz CRUZ, and so you can follow me on Twitter, DC Flagrunner, Facebook, DC Flagrunner. Yeah, follow me there. I post pictures right now. It's kind of I'm not posting too much, but once the season starts, I'll be back at it.
Okay. All right, Lambo, you got anything else?
No, just thanks again, man. Really appreciate you coming on, and look forward to talking to you again soon.
Okay, man. Let's see this
Cowboys. All right. Thanks, man. Talk to you later.
See you, Steven.
All right.
All right. Lambo, before we go, I just want to go through something with you. So yesterday, I did a video about the cornerback position. I don't know if you had a chance to really take a look at it, but I just wanted to get your opinion on what you thought about who would make the team and who would kind of be our guys.
Oh, man. It is such a deep cornerback spot.
Let me pull up the screen so I can tell you who I have as my
all right. Pick. Yeah, I got regroup because man, what an awesome show that was with Steven.
Oh man, definitely.
Is he not a cool dude? Like, what a cool guy, man. Like,
I definitely started paying attention to the sideline now.
He's a real cool dude. Like, he's one of them dudes you could tell that if I was living out in Texas, I'd be like, yo, Steven, coming to the cookout, because he's a cool guy. Yeah, man. As far as these corners go,
this is my list.
Okay, I see what you're doing. Hold on, let me guess. Lewis ain't on here. He can be a little hot-headed. You thinking they might push him out?
I think he's gonna get traded. Before you talk about the list, let me play this video that I played yesterday. It's about a 30-second video.
Okay.
And our favorite guy, Jeff Kavanaugh, interviewed Al Harris on 105.3 The Fan, and he kind of talked about the corner position.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a fan of the bigger guys. Simply being, if you look at the wide receiver trend nowadays, receivers aren't getting smaller. They're getting bigger and they're getting faster. So you got to get guys that can get up there and disrupt and can run and keep up with them down the field for the 50-50 balls, the jump balls. A lot of times you get smaller corners that are fast and quick, but now once you get downfield, you're giving up the 50-50 balls, the jump balls, or you're getting out-bodied, out-muscled by a bigger receiver. So to combat that, you go and get bigger defenders.
So that's kind of where I got the basis for this list.
That is telling. That is telling. And he is not a bigger corner.
No, he's not. He's the smallest corner by far.
And Trayvon Diggs, is about 6'2".
6'3", yeah.
Wouzier is a big corner. If he stays at corner, you got
two.
Then Worley, big corner. Kennedy, big corner.
Yep. Robinson's a big corner.
And then, people are probably thinking, so I can see what you're saying, because really it comes down to what's going to go down with Anthony Brown,
Yeah.
in that third spot.
I put
And
Brown
they
at
just
4.
gave him a 3-year contract.
They did.
They obviously want him around. And he's it's not a popular opinion, but when you look at like grades and stuff like that, he had actually, has done a little better than Jordan Lewis.
That's exactly what I said yesterday too.
Is it?
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, I could see that if they could get maybe someone calling that would be willing to trade for him. I could see that. I don't know how well he would take being in a backup role behind those 3 guys. I don't know if he would handle that well.
I don't know if you got a chance to watch, but that's what I said word for word. Because if you follow his social media page, he's always making little petty
Popping off a little bit.
Yeah. And it's about other stuff. Other players call him out. Something about another team we're playing. So if he goes into his last year and he feels like he's being disrespected by being number 5 on our depth chart, I can see him making a little noise in social media and being a distraction.
Yeah. And honestly, with the addition of Daryl Worley, like, I really like Daryl Worley and Kennedy. He's, not had a lot of starting experience, but in the times he's had really good grades. So there's just a lot of depth there.
Yeah.
There really is, especially if Awuzie don't make a move to safety.
Yeah.
I know in 2019, even though he had less snaps than some, Maurice Kennedy had the 20th best coverage grade in the NFL.
Exactly. I didn't bring that stat up yesterday, but that's a good stat. That's one of the reasons I put him at number 2.
Yeah. Let me see. I think I had something written down for him actually. Yeah,
So,
he was targeted 41 times last year. He allowed 26 catches for 244 yards and a passer rating of 69.6. So
I'll just go through real quick and kind of tell you why I made the list the way I made it.
Okay.
I put Diggs at number 1. I just think the talent's there, the height, the speed, the awareness. Even though he's a rookie, he's going to be too good to put on the bench. Number 2, Daryl Worley, like you just talked about, he may not be the fastest, but on tape, he is a great cover corner. Number 3 and 4 were kind of difficult for me. The only reason I put Awuzie over Brown is because in 2017, as a rookie, Awuzie started over Brown. In 2018, Awuzie started over Brown. In 2019, Awuzie started over Brown. So it's just hard for me to put Brown over him.
Yeah, I can't.
He got that contract. And that whole safety thing is still kind of out there too. But
yeah,
I just think he's shown on tape he's a better corner. Number 5, I put Kennedy. He's a special teams guy. And then Reggie Robinson's kind of at the back end. I think there's a good chance of him going to safety, but I think he's going to be kind of the project for Al Harris just to see what he has in him.
Yeah.
I didn't put this in here, but he did mention that Reggie Robinson reminded him a lot of himself. So
Reggie Robinson's got the talent. He's just got to get it. Everything's just got to be put together.
Yeah.
Make him complete because he's got the talent and the physical traits.
Right. And the reason I didn't put Jordan Lewis on this list, we didn't forget him, Sean. The reason I didn't put him on there is because I don't see, based off of this list, who they would cut to make a spot for him, because we're not keeping more than 6 corners. We have to keep Kennedy because we need a special teams guy.
Yeah, Marcus's thought process is kind of like Jordan Lewis could get a little bit hot-headed at times. So if he doesn't get a starting role, that might not sit well with him.
Right.
Things might get a little heated, and you could see him become a trade candidate or something.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but he's not going to start over Trayvon Diggs. He's not going to start over Awuzie. I wouldn't start him over Worley.
Right.
And Anthony Brown just got the 3-year contract.
He could maybe get Brown's spot, but
maybe Brown. Yeah, maybe Brown.
But that's still not a starter.
I do like Lewis, so I will say that, but
I love him.
I like Lewis, but like you said, you just played what Al Harris personally himself said, and
there's not a corner on this list under 5'11 and a half, and Jordan Lewis is
smallest one.
5'10.
Yeah.
So every corner on the list is is an inch and a half taller than him. On top of that, he mentioned speed as well, and Jordan Lewis is probably the slowest one on that list as well.
Yeah. If you missed that little clip, Sean, he played from Al Harris. Check that out because Al Harris is. Yeah, he's brought that up a few times now. I think I've heard that a few times to him. The whole size thing. And Daryl, another thing I had written down about Daryl Worley back on him is it was like 4 of the last games of the season he only had 14 targets his way, and 42% completion percentage allowed. So, I mean, all over Raiders Twitter, they were raving about how they needed to lock him up for next season and keep him and stuff like that. A lot of people over there weren't expecting him to not be there this year, starting this year.
I'm not shocked by anything the Raiders do at this point.
I'm not either.
Right.
If y'all want to, go ahead and give us a second or third rounder for Tristan Hill. That would be beautiful. I know they won't give a second, but I'll take a third for him.
Yeah.
Because our boy Garrett Marino is going to make the team.
Yeah. So, Sean, don't think I don't like Jordan Lewis. I'm probably one of the bigger Jordan Lewis fans that you'll find. But if you think about it from a GM and a coaching standpoint, all you hear is they want tall corners. And I believe my guy, Boss Cowboy, a couple of weeks ago was at a practice on field with I can't think what's the corner's name that was from Denver that we were looking at.
Chris Harris. Yeah, he got the audio directly from Chris Harris.
Yeah,
saying that is true.
So, Boss Cowboy said, "Ask Chris Harris why weren't you looked at by the Cowboys?" And out of Chris Harris's mouth, he said they don't want short corners, and Chris Harris is 5'10". So,
and that's the reason Lewis has had such a tough time, even with the talent he does have, getting the role.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to put Jordan Lewis in here. I wish we could find a spot. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I like Lewis, and I like the grit he has too. I like cornerbacks with some grit.
Hey, I see my friend is being instigated in the comments. Rudd
Kennedy,
tell me what team Kennedy came from, since you can put him third.
There's 2 of
I know he's instigating. Don't worry about it. So Lambo, before we go.
Oh, there we go. Marino. That's Marino. We love Marino.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll put that up there. So next week, Lambo and I are going to come back with a defensive line discussion. That one's going to be really difficult because we have 17 defensive linemen, and I don't think they're going to keep more than 10. So we have to do our homework and figure out who are the 7 defensive linemen we're going to cut. 7 defensive linemen have to be cut from this team to make a 53-man roster. So that's going to be really difficult. So we're going to have to do a little bit of homework on that one. So make sure you come back next week. That should be a really good show.
Yeah, I was about to start talking about it, and I was like, wait, I'll save it. I'll save it.
So Lambo, you looked at my list, and you don't have to agree with me, but what would you change about this list that I have? The player, where would you put Jordan Lewis at if you want to try to squeeze him in, or what person is in a different order?
If Jordan Lewis stays on the team,
okay.
See, I see where you ran into problems because I can't think of Maurice Kennedy. They brought him in and he's going to be a stud on special teams, and he had a great coverage grades last year and good size. I don't see them, even though it was a short deal, I don't see them parting ways with that. We want to improve special teams. We were horrible in special teams.
Be signed back easily next year.
Reggie Robinson, you're not going to take the chance of cutting him. He won't get to the practice squad.
He won't clear away. Same thing I said.
So, and you just drafted him. He's not going nowhere. Anthony Brown just got a 3-year deal. And then when you look above, I mean, obviously Diggs ain't going nowhere.
Lambo, I think you froze up on me. All right, so So you take care of the internet issues, and I'll go to a question while you get that pull back up.
Worley's got too much talent, good size, and good. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
But yeah, obviously those top 3 that you have on the list, they ain't going nowhere. So the only way, like, so I it makes complete sense what you're saying. Back that up. I love his talent, but if they're going to ship someone off to make room, I mean, I see him keep. Honestly, I agree with these 6. If Awuzie did move to safety, and I'm starting to think he won't, but if he did, that would make it. That would make it work.
Here's my counter to that. I don't think we would, if we move Awuzie to safety and brought Lewis in this spot, I don't think we would keep 6 corners and 5 safeties. So that means the safeties would have to be cut.
Thompson.
I think Thompson's going to make the team, honestly.
Yeah. I hope it's not Wilson if that happens, because Donovan Wilson, I'm still beating the table saying, man, give him a chance.
See, that's my fear. That's what I was saying. So if you move him to safety, I think Thompson is going to be too valuable from a special team standpoint and from a swing safety standpoint, because we love Wilson, but we don't know what he is. He could come in and show us flashes of preseason, or that could have been one of those preseason flukes like we see every year.
Just going against garbage quarterback.
Right, exactly. So
make a couple of good plays. Everybody thinks you're hot stuff, and then you get in a real game and blow 3 huge plays in a row.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So in the comments, I see Jeffrey made the comment about we would trade Brown if Lewis stays. And Mark, thank you for answering that. I couldn't get to it. But since Brown signed a contract this year, the cap hit would be too big. We would lose $3 million in cap space. So it wouldn't happen.
If I had to switch the order, I would maybe bump Awuzie over Worley.
Okay.
That'd be the only thing I'd probably change. Maybe.
So when I first
did like Worley.
Saturday, I did have Worley as number 4.
Oh wow! He worked his way up. It was after that. Was it after the show, the recent show?
Yeah, it was.
The late night hype. Shout out to late night hype.
It was after the show, and then I actually got a chance to watch some footage of him and look up those stats that you named, talking about how good he was in coverage.
Mm-hmm.
And when I think about listing the top 6, I think about it as from day one, where are they going to put people at? So I just think from high draft pick standpoint, Diggs is going to get their first shot at one of those top 2 spots. And because of the experience and the tape, because when these coaches come in, everybody's at 0. Nobody has a favorite. All they have is the tape that they saw. And if you look at all the tape you saw, Darryl Worley has put the best tape on the field than anybody else. So he's going to start off at number 2. The question is there anybody under him who can outperform him to push him down?
And with the new coaching staff brings competition, and they're not playing favorites.
Yeah. So when I had Worley at 4, it was because I was looking at he ran a 4.6 and Awuzie runs a 4.3 and Brown runs a 4.3. So I thought they may have a leg up. But then I started watching tape, and I watched him play against guys like Julio Jones and hold him down. Then I'm like, you know what? Speed isn't as big of a factor as I think it is, because that guy can cover.
And then the fans will tell the tale as well. If you usually when a player leaves a team, if he won't really no good, the fan base is you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it flooded across tweets and everything. You're just gonna see people like bye. Like how when Claiborne left the Cowboys, everybody was kind of upset he didn't live up to hype there. It's like whatever, But you look up what people are saying about Worley, like Raiders fans were upset.
Right.
They weren't happy about it. I mean, I didn't see much bad stuff on that guy at all. Like coming from people, just a lot of good stuff.
And he was able to just step in at safety after having never played the position and played that position well.
Yeah.
That's what impressed me about him. And plus, I think he's just going to be a locker room guy. Like, he's going to come in and he's going to be the leader of that secondary.
Speaking of safety, for those still tuning in here, we're going to have George Teague on next. Is it next week?
Yeah, next Tuesday. Yeah,
next Tuesday.
Thanks for bringing it up. I forgot about this next week.
I did too, and I meant to bring it up earlier when there was a bunch more on here. But yeah, guys, we're gonna have George Teague on next Tuesday. I actually booked it a week ago. Just didn't want to really shout it out too early. want to make sure everything's still stuck. But yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So if
It's
you
good.
guys got some questions for George Teague, we're gonna get him to tell the T.O. story. So that's coming.
Oh yeah, we'll get as many questions done as we can next Tuesday.
Looking forward to that one. I see Kerry Teagle. Kerry, thank you for joining us. He put a comment up here about J. Lou. And he said kind of what we said. J. Lou's a playmaker, but other corners had a better coverage grade.
I'm with you.
And we all love him. Like, we love
Yeah.
him. But there are question marks, especially that Buffalo game. You can't ignore that game.
I agree, and I'm with Kerry on that.
Yeah, I know. I know Sean was with us earlier, and he was like, "We need to really give J. Lou a chance."
Yeah,
I just think it's a numbers game. Every year, teams have to lose good players, especially when you have a deep team.
yeah.
It's only 55 roster spots, and you can't keep all your guys at every position. There has to be a hard cut. So,
Yeah, it's gonna happen. And then they're probably gonna run 3 quarterbacks this year too.
oh, they're definitely going 3 quarterbacks.
A lot of people aren't expecting that, or everybody's probably thinking, "Wow, we got Dalton as a backup. Why you need to run 3 quarterbacks on your roster?" Because Danucci,
Yeah, Danucci.
he's not gonna clear waiver. Well,
No.
he might. I don't know. I wouldn't risk it. I'll say that. He's got potential and a great release. They're gonna roll 3.
Our coach is a quarterback guy, and he drafted a quarterback this year, and he has history with the quarterback. That kid is not going anywhere.
No, he's not.
This is McCarthy's pick, so he's not risking it.
Yeah, I agree. He likes to develop. He likes to get a guy to develop.
Yeah, definitely. And then I think we're going to keep 3 running backs. So that's another position that we haven't normally had. That's going to take a spot.
I do too, and I like our guy that we talked about. That was the last Jet. Yeah,
yeah.
I like the swole boy.
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys get a chance, go look up that picture with Darius Jet Anderson.
I wish I had it, man.
He looks like a machine. So I'm really looking forward to camp. So there are going to be a lot of spots that are going to be more than we normally have. So I think there's going to be a shortage somewhere, and I think it has to be a corner. And definitely at defensive line. So I'm almost kind of nervous about next week now that I put it out there, because we gotta find a way to each cut 7 guys from this defensive line. I think we all have like 2 that we kind of know are gone, but
that's hard to do, man, because you got guys like Armstrong entering his 3rd year, and that's the breakout year.
Yeah,
he's making the team. I think
we gotta really take a look at that whole list as it's set, and you have to think about who did they draft and who did they go out and pay big money to as an undrafted free agent.
Carter.
Who did they pay to come in as a free agent, and what positions do they play? So just for me, you got Rondell Carter, you got Bradley Anai, you got Randy Gregory, you got Alden Smith. That's 4 guys at one spot. That's going to make this a very hard cut. And then you throw in Dorrance Armstrong, that's 5 defensive ends. At least one of those guys is going to get cut.
How many 3 techniques we got? I seen the comment there. Hill will be cut.
We
don't have enough to cut him quite yet, I don't think.
If they move Tyrone Crawford back to 3 tech where he should.
Well, yeah, if they move him back, but if they leave him at end.
So if we put him at end, now we have 6 players at one spot. And we have to determine next week who's going to get cut. It's going to be very tough.
Receivers, receivers going to be there's going to be a big battle for that 4th and 5th spot.
So you think we're keeping 5? I know
receivers.
Matt asked that question. How many receivers are we keeping?
I'm kind of thinking 5 so that we could hold 1 extra on the D line.
I think it's 5 too. I don't,
because we have just so much talent that I don't know. I think they could do it.
I mean, our top 3 are so good that
I just have no idea who's gonna fill those 2 spots that I'm thinking at 4 and 5. I mean, Devin Smith, I like what his potential is. Cedric Wilson, is still up, up in the air.
He does have some practice squad eligibility if we need it.
We got some good undrafted guys. We can still add a free agent.
I was about to say that. I wouldn't touch wide receiver talk yet because there's going to be a guy and we don't know who it is yet.
Yeah, someone's going to get released.
But yeah, wide receiver spot is still incomplete, so it's kind of hard to say who's going to make the team and who will. I see Rudd finally came back with a non-hateful question, and he and I kind of talked about this earlier today. He actually thinks Pollard is a better fit for this system. I agree with him, but Zeke's not going anywhere.
No.
I do like Pollard in the system.
Maybe when Zeke's down to his last 2 years left on the deal.
Yeah.
But definitely not anytime soon. Pollard. Our Tennessee man. Need to get him.
Man, this team is just so deep. The more I think about how deep this team is, the more I think about how are we going to break down this defensive line rotation. It's crazy. I almost hate I put it out there, but we have to talk about it at some point.
You're right. And I don't know. We'll have to get on the notepad and get to doing some research, man, because it's gonna be a tough discussion.
Yeah. So I think me and Lambo are about to get out of here soon, so we'll stay a few more minutes. If you guys have any more questions, take a look at the bottom of the screen. If you like what we're doing and you want to support, we got Lambo's Cash App at the bottom, and you got my Cash App. So if you guys want to support us, you like what we're doing, you want to see us keep growing and adding more things and stuff like that, make sure you support, make sure you donate. We're going to try to make this thing get bigger and better every week.
And George Teague's next Tuesday, and then we have RJ Ochoa.
Oh yeah, RJ Ochoa is next Saturday.
As well. So
that should be a good interview. I don't know if you guys are familiar with RJ Ochoa, but he is the editor-in-chief of the Blogging the Boys site. So if you guys go to that site has a lot of good content. They have a lot of good interviews. They have a lot of good stories from professional bloggers as well as super fans. So he's going to come in with a lot of knowledge about this team. He has a lot of inside information just because of who he is and what he does. Well, I see Lambo. Lambo crashed out on me, so hopefully we can get him back before we sign out. Oh, we got him.
Y'all still hear me and see me in here?
Yeah, you logged out for like a minute.
I can see myself, but there's Marcus.
Yeah, you're back.
Oh, okay.
So, I see we got one more question. We were gonna kind of try to talk about this next week, but I'll go ahead and put it up there. So Sean Kopp asked, what do we think Alden Smith would do this year?
I was kind of like Jeff Kavanaugh's over-under on him. I think he said his over-under he had was 5.5 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking I'm going to give him 6 sacks.
I'm giving him 4, and that's still a great year.
Yeah. 4 is a great year after that much time off.
Yeah. And like I said when Jeff was on, for one, he hasn't played in 4 years.
Yeah.
Number 2,
we don't know how he's going to play with all that.
Yeah, the last time he played, he only got 2 sacks his last full season. And number 3, he's gained 20 to 25 pounds. I don't care if it's fat or muscle.
Yeah, we just don't know how he's going to play under that new size.
Right. That's a lot of extra weight to carry to think he's going to play at the premier rush position.
McCarthy, views on McCarthy.
All right, Jeff, you may be the last question for the night because I see we kind of went over an hour. So our views on McCarthy for the team.
I will say, if y'all haven't went back and watched the video he did it was during the it was about 3-4 months right before he became the Cowboys coach, I believe, something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's titled, man. I shared it a long time ago and got about 20,000 views on it. I can't remember the name of it, but there's a video on Mike McCarthy Project. Was that the name?
Mike McCarthy Project. That's it.
Look, if you haven't seen that, look it up. And that's when I was sold on him. I heard the rumors going around at first, and I was like, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. And then I watched that video, and I was just like, I like him. Like, he has spent a whole past year just researching and making himself an more improved coach, like opening his mind to things he was not so open with the Packers, like analytics, and really getting in depth to what the analytics bring to football as far as, with evaluating players and stuff like that. And he just, he put a whole private coaching staff together in his own home. In a whole year, he just watched tape and watched all the new trends and studied up. Like, that's dedication. And he said the Cowboys were one of the main teams he followed and watched.
Yeah.
And he loved Dak, by the way, for everybody watching that. Like, Dak was one of the reasons the Cowboys were a target for him as well. He watched a ton of Dak tape and really liked what he's seen. So, yeah, I love McCarthy. And I think the draft and how that went this year is a big, he's a big reason it went the way it did, I think.
I was just about to say that. I was skeptical of McCarthy up until I heard them say he pulled Will McClay aside and said, get me players. Don't worry about the scheme. Get me players. And then I saw what the draft turned out to be, because this was the best draft I've seen since probably the year DeMarcus Ware came out.
Yeah.
2016 was pretty close.
2016 was close, yeah.
2016 was good. The jury's still kind of out, but that when he did that and we got these guys, this was something completely unexpected from years past.
Yeah, he said basically, like you said, that was one of my favorite things he did say was, the scheme isn't the issue, or the scheme's not going to judge, who I bring on this team. Basically, he didn't say it exactly like that,
Right.
But talent over scheme.
Yeah.
When we don't go talent over scheme, you reach a little bit and
Right.
you end up with Taco Charlton instead of TJ Watt.
Yep. You end up with guys that you like more than guys who are the best.
So no more Taco over TJ Watt because of scheme.
So that makes me feel like once we go into the season, when it's 3rd and 6 and we need to make a play, he's going to make the best play to get us 6 yards. He's not going to go with the same read option or the same whatever that we saw every 3rd and 6, and we could all call the plays from our couches at home. I think that flexibility that he brings is going to be really beneficial. Last comment before we go. I see that Matt asked again that running back's name. His name is Darius Jet Anderson from TCU. So if you just look up Jet Anderson, you'll see that picture because it was posted last week. All right, so I think that's it for the show. Lambo, you want to close us out with some closing remarks?
Make sure you tune in next. Turn it up. Okay. Make sure you tune in next week for George T, guys, and then RJ Tro is going to be after that. If you haven't, please hit share one last time for us. That greatly helps. Each share shows you care, and we really appreciate it, guys.
And also, if you want to support again, our cash apps are at the bottom. So we want to make this show bigger and better every week. Make sure you guys come out, support us. We're going to keep this thing getting bigger and better. We want you guys to be a part of that. All right. That's it for the Cowboy Zone. You guys have a good weekend.
See y'all. The Cowboy Zone.